Hi, I'm Dr. Watt, the healthy neurosurgeon. I think it was David Letterman that used to do a segment called Things That Make You Go, hmm. Well, here's one of those things. Over the last decade, the use of sunscreen has been steadily going up. It's marketed a lot, and all the dermatologists are out there recommending it. But at the same time, skin cancer rates have been going up. So, why is skin cancer continuing to go up even if people are using more sunscreen? Well, I have a general rule of thumb. If the ingredients on something are so complicated you have to sound the words out, you probably don't want to eat it. Well, it turns out the same thing applies to putting something on your skin. Sunscreens are full of chemicals that are absorbed through your skin into your bloodstream and have an effect on your entire body. One of these is benzene. Benzene is an organic solvent, and it's known, not suggested, known to cause cancer, especially leukemia. 27% of sunscreens have been found to have benzene in them, and that's not my opinion. That comes from the FDA. How about this one? Octocrylene. Octocrylene is a potential carcinogen all by itself, but when you expose octocrylene to sunlight, it breaks down into other chemicals, which are even worse. So sunscreens tend to have chemicals in them that cause cancer. They also have a host of chemicals like oxybenzone, octenoxate, homosalate, avobenzene. These are all hormonal disruptors. They basically throw a monkey wrench in the gears of your body's biochemistry. And while they may or may not be directly carcinogenic, they certainly don't do anything to help protect you from cancer when they're messing with your body. What's the whole point of the sunscreen? Blocking UV light. Well, exposure of the body, the skin, to UV light is how your body naturally produces vitamin D. And what does vitamin D do? It upregulates your immune system. So adequate levels of vitamin D protect against cancer. Low levels of vitamin D suppress your immunity and actually make you more prone to getting cancer. Now, obviously people are going to say, well, but skin cancer's out there. If I'm not supposed to use sunscreen, what do I do? Well, first of all, you're walking a razor's edge. Sunburn, that's bad for you. When you go out and you get sunburned, that's actually producing damage to your skin and it's damaging the DNA. And that predisposes you to cancers, especially squamous cell cancer. But there's a difference between occasional imprudent sun exposure causing burning and regular moderate sun exposure, which is what our body needs. Our bodies think we are out in the sun all the time. We haven't evolutionarily adapted to an indoor environment. So your body expects to be exposed to sun. But if you've been avoiding the sun, you don't go out the first day at noon and stay out there for a couple of hours, or go to the lake on Saturday and stay out all day and turn yourself into lobster thermidor. Preferably you start first thing in the morning or maybe in the evening. 15-minute exposure. Do that for a while and then maybe up it to a 20 or 30-minute exposure, and you gradually build up your exposure and your time so that you're able to be out in the sunshine without getting the sunburn. It's not being exposed to sun that damages you. It's the overdosing, if you will, causing the sunburn. What else predisposes us? Well, nobody wants to ever admit that what you eat has to do with everything involved in your health. And it turns out that the omega-6 fatty acids, which are the vegetable seed oils, the canola oil, the corn safflower oil, these are all directly related to cancer. As a matter of fact, a recent study was done where they didn't just look at dietary intake, they literally did biopsies and blood work, and they measured omega-6 fatty acid levels in the subcutaneous tissue and in the blood. And they found that patients that had the highest levels of omega-6s had the highest rates of skin cancer. So avoiding the toxic omega-6s actually protects you from sunburn. It protects you from skin cancer. It protects you from cancers of all kinds. It's good for your vascular system as well. And in your body, you have a balance between omega-3s, the good guys, and omega-6s, the bad guys. So avoid the omega-6s like the plague they are. Take your fish oil so that you get your omega-3 levels up. Now, somebody out there is going to say, Doc, you have to understand, I'm just extremely sensitive to sunlight. It doesn't matter how little time I'm out there, I'm going to get a sunburn. There are people like that. I spent years not being able to get a tan. Actually, there are a couple of peptides that are very helpful for producing melanin. That's the brown pigment that's what your suntan is. PT141 and melanotan-2 are both peptides which increase melanin production. So if you're using these peptides, it becomes easier to get a tan. And once you have a tan, the tan by itself is protective against the sun burning, which is the damage that we're trying to avoid. So at the end of the day, sunscreens are just flat out not good for us. They're full of a bunch of unhealthy chemicals. And whether you like it or not, whether your dermatologist likes it or not, the epidemiology shows that the more sunscreen use that goes on, the more sunburn we're seeing still. And even without sunburns, the more skin cancer we're seeing. So sunscreen is not protective against skin cancer. Vitamin D protects against skin cancer. Low levels of omega-6 fatty acids protect against skin cancer. And regular, reasonable exposure to sunlight is good for your body all the way around. And by the way, this was a hard one to get used to, but sunglasses actually make us predisposed to sunburning and skin cancer. So yeah, if I'm on the ski slope or out on the boat on the ocean, I tend to slip my sunglasses on so I'm not squinting. But the less you wear sunglasses, the more your body understands, oh, we're being exposed to sunlight. We need to do the things we're supposed to do, like generating melanin to protect our body from damage. So take your fish oil, avoid the omega-6s, get out in the sun, but do it prudently. Don't get yourself sunburned. Stay away from the sunscreens. The bottom line is they just don't work. It's not brain surgery.